Hello! As you can see, warm, fluffy robe season is back upon us. After a very hot summer, it suddenly got very cold. That seems to be a theme this year. Things just happen very quickly and unexpectedly, and you just have to deal with it. There's a lot of stressful stuff going on in my life. Well, mostly one very big, important life decision to be made. And interestingly, today, October 10th, is World Mental Health Day, actually. I didn't actually know about that until a few days ago when I read about it online, and then I got very excited and very motivated to make a video because, you know, preventative care for mental health and all of those kinds of things are a really important topic to me and a bit of a passion project, which is part of why I started filming and, you know, publishing these videos as well. And I thought that I would really like to participate in a sort of social media movement thing that the World Health Organization was planning. Move for mental health, yes, hashtag move for mental health. And this challenge is asking people around the world to post videos showing what they do in support of their mental well-being. Whether it be dancing, walking, doing yoga, cooking, painting, or something else entirely, and use the hashtag move for mental health. So, absolutely, 100%, when I read about that, I was like, I'm in. Especially this year, it's so important to kind of think about these things and remember that mental health resources are terribly underfunded in most countries of the world. I think I read in here that it's something like countries spend on average only 2% of their health budgets on mental health. That's what it says here. And international development assistance for mental health has never exceeded 1% of all development assistance for health, which I think is a huge oversight because so many other conditions have their roots in mental health issues, and it's important for us to remember that and try to move in a direction where mental health help is a lot more readily available. By the way, everything that I mention in this video I'm going to be linking in the description down below so that you can click on the different URLs and find out more about these things yourself and try them out. So one thing that I already tried out is the World Health Organization also started a WhatsApp kind of like reminder service for little ideas for what you can do to improve your mental health. So what you do is there's a link in the article that I'm linking, and if you tap that on your phone, then it'll actually open up a chat in your WhatsApp. So like it opens the app and then it starts a chat with the World Health Organization, and there you'll see the word breathe already written out in the message field for you, and then if you hit send, then it kind of starts off and it starts giving you advice and some simple exercises and things like that that you can do. I don't want to give too much away because it's kind of fun to try it out for yourself, but you'll see. And then the other thing that I found about this topic is by, I believe, yes, it's a UK organization. I think they're called Mind for Better Mental Health, from what I can see. They put together this calendar called Do One Thing. And so the idea is that you try to do one simple little thing every day for better mental health. So they kind of split it up into different categories for each different week. So for example here, the theme for the first week would be do something different today to make a connection. And then the second one is get active. Third one, take notice and be in the present. Then we go on to focus and learning. And finally, give, which also give, of course, also is more externally focused about like giving to other people, things like doing something nice for a friend or a stranger, giving thanks to someone, you know. So I think that the connection aspect is sometimes overlooked a little bit, at least in my own experience with, you know, my own mental health journey. And I think it's kind of difficult to make videos about the kinds of ideas that they have here, because it says like talk to someone instead of sending an email, speak to someone new, or put 5 minutes in to really find out how someone is and stuff. I don't want to make anything that would, you know, have to by definition include other people in my videos, because this is already time spent between me and you, right? So I guess we're making a connection in that way, but that's not really fully the point of this. So I was trying to think of something else that I could do in honor of that theme, and I realized that something that actually ties in really nicely with this is something that my family and I have been thinking about in regards to my grandma. My grandma is a very sweet woman in her 70s who lives all on her own in a house kind of in the countryside, you know, in like a really small village. And pretty much all of my family has kind of moved a bit farther away, to the point where now, because of the current situation and because it's still not really safe to spend a lot of time around each other, and you know, nobody wants to risk infecting her and all of that kind of thing, it's especially hard on her, right? Because at that age it's so easy to get lonely. I mean, at any age really, loneliness is a huge global epidemic. What my family and I came up with to bridge that gap and reconnect a little bit with her is, she's someone who doesn't really understand technology all too well, you know, like she doesn't, I don't think she has ever used a computer in her life. She doesn't use email, obviously. She doesn't have like a smartphone or anything like that, so her only way of really getting in touch with people is by phone, which is fine, but it also makes things difficult, especially in a case like mine, where I don't even live in the same country as her, and I live in a completely different time zone, and it's always hard for her to remember how to convert the time, so she's kind of hesitant to call me, because she's always worried, oh no, what if it's the middle of the night? I think it would be much easier for both of us if she had a way to do video chats, because that's how I keep in touch with a lot of my other friends and family. And because she has no experience with that sort of thing, it's not that easy to convince her, I guess, that it would be a good idea, because I guess it's really hard for her to even imagine what it would be like. So, since her birthday is coming up later this month, my brother suggested that we could get her a tablet, and we just get it for her and set everything up so that it's very easy to use, you know, just have whatever we want to use for video calls right there on the screen for her, so all she has to do is like go there and find one of us and just, you know, start a call, and then she can see people. And it's not just for us, obviously, like I'm sure there are other relatives who would be glad to be able to actually see her face and make more of a connection that way. It's still not the same as being together in person, obviously, but I do think that it's the next step up from just only hearing someone's voice over a long distance connection. So I'm not there, so I can't really help with that end of things, but what we decided that I could do on my end is make a kind of voucher for her for Wi-Fi, because she doesn't even have the internet or anything at her home, because why would she, right? And the nice thing is, in Germany it's actually not that expensive. It's not expensive at all, to be honest, to just, you know, set up an internet connection for your house, especially if you already have a phone line, which she does. So instead of putting that on her and being like, hey, why don't you get the internet, and why don't you connect, and you know, it's like, why don't we just take care of that for her so that it's as easy as possible for her to make that transition and hopefully adopt the new technology easily and quickly, and we can have everything ready so that my brother, when he gives it to her, can actually show her how to do it. And I'm very excited, and I hope it works out, and I hope she likes it. And I think this is a nice thing to take care of right now as part of this video, because doing things for others is a nice way to kind of get out of your own head and make you feel better about not just yourself, but really the world, right? Because it's like, okay, I'm taking a step towards being more connected with someone and doing what I can to foster a relationship and do something that's hopefully really useful. So I'm not going to make something super elaborate, because I think a really important thing to bear in mind about these little things you could do for your mental health is you need to start as small as possible, especially if you feel that your mental health isn't that amazing at present to begin with. Then it can be very overwhelming to try to think of these big things, these big ideals, and these big projects that you would like to partake in. So instead of that, every little bit counts, right? And for me, that can be difficult sometimes, because I tend to just kind of immediately go into all these big ideas and think, oh, what if I made this really beautiful handwritten letter with like calligraphy, and maybe I could draw a little picture or something. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized that if that was my goal, then I would just keep putting it off forever and just keep procrastinating, which I've been known to do. So instead of having such lofty goals, why not focus on something simpler but still nice that I can do easily? So I will design this voucher that I was talking about just like on my computer, just like in a text program, basically. This time, since it's kind of a personal thing between you and somebody else, if you do decide to go with this theme of connection, there's not as much point to us doing it together as there usually is, because in this particular case, I'm just gonna focus on this and like send all of my emotional energy and stuff like that into doing something nice for my grandma. So yeah, let me start up a document that I can work in, and then I'll see you in a little bit and share some final thoughts. And happy World Mental Health Day. Alright, I think I am done. Let me show you what I created. So as you can see, it's really very simple. Like, I mean, I'm not the most gifted designer, so it's just, you know, it says that we miss her terribly, and we hope that we can see each other at least more often, at least digitally in the future, and so we are giving her this voucher for wireless connection. And happy birthday. And I'm not going to scroll down any further, because then you would see the names of some of my family members. And I'm very happy that I got it done. I will now send this off to my brother so he can print it and prepare everything together with the tablet that he's hopefully going to get soon. And I really hope she likes it, and I hope she actually uses it, and I hope I'll get to see her face very soon. I do need to be going now because there's actually a live stream called The Big Event for Mental Health that's put on by the World Health Organization tonight. And it's according to this article here, it's an unprecedented online advocacy event that will call for increased investment in mental health at all levels. So it's free and open to the public, and it will be broadcast tonight from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Central European Summer Time. So for me it'll be like 11 p.m. But I'm going to stay up and definitely try to learn more by watching it. And then there's also a virtual march for mental health as well, which I may have already missed. But yeah, that's all that I really wanted to share in this video. If you watched it all the way through, I'm both surprised and very, very, very grateful. And I hope that World Mental Health Day will become a lot more well known, I guess, and that all of these initiatives and all of these campaigns actually work, and that we can make a difference for the world's mental health. And please take good care of yourself. Make sure you do at least a small little thing for your mental health today. And yes, let's keep trying to live our best lives regardless of what's going on in the world. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.